So you've got your driving test coming up, and the thought of taking your driving test is making you feel a bit nervous, and you're thinking, am I going to do this? Am I going to cope? Am I going to fall apart on the driving test day? Hopefully not. Watch the rest of this video, because I'm going to give you lots of little tips that should hopefully help control them nerves. If the prospect of taking your driving test is making you feel nervous, then I'm hoping these tips are going to help you. Now stay tuned till the end, because I'm going to tell you something that's going to be quite important also. Now, one of the first tips I say to people is, on the day of your driving test, you're not going to feel like you want to eat because you're going to feel the butterflies. Eat and drink. It's quite important. It'll keep your energy levels up there. If you don't start eating on that day of your test, you're going to get tired, and you're going to start losing your concentration, and you're going to start making silly mistakes. So try and eat something, and bring a bottle of water along, so that if you have to, you can drink before you go in or before you start your driving test. Another thing to think about is visiting a test centre. If you can, take your instructor to go along. Don't drive in, just park up somewhere around the corner and have a walk in. Try and get them to take you when there's a driving test about to start, or the driving test about to finish, so you can see what happens at the beginning or at the end of a test. Have a look round inside the test centre waiting room. Have a look at the size of the car park. Have a look how the road goes into the test centre and how it comes out, what sort of things are inside the test centre, so that you can remember these things. So about a week before, that's probably a good time to do it. And then on the night before your driving test, you can remember that, because if you don't know what's going to happen, the prospect of the unknown makes you feel worse. But if you know the size of the car park and you know what's going to happen at the beginning or the end, then it's going to help relax you, because you've got a good idea what to expect. Now the next thing is, if say about a month or 2 weeks before your test and everything's going according to plan, then ask for a mock driving test. Ask your instructor to give you one, because if you can do a full test from start to finish, a practice one, that's what they call mock ones, and it doesn't matter if you don't pass it, all that matters is that you drove to the best of your standard, because the mock test will make you feel nervous, and it'll give you an idea of the format of the driving test, how it works from start to finish. And not every test route's the same. Some will have a manoeuvre at the beginning, some will have a manoeuvre towards the middle and towards the end. And you know, but the idea of knowing what it's like will help you to control them nerves, because like I say, the unknown makes you feel nervous. If you're worried about driving to test centre because you're paranoid about someone watching you reversing into a parking space, then get your instructors to drive in. You sit in the passenger seat, and then get them to park up, and then get in the driver's seat and just set up yourself in the car. I've done that with 1 or 2 pupils in the past, where the prospect of the pressure of someone watching them driving in is a bit too much for them. So I've drove them in, parked up the car, they've got in the driver's seat, set themselves back up, and then we walked in and took the test. You know, arrive early at the test centre on the day you test. If you've got a driving test at say 10 o'clock, don't plan to get here at 5:02. Plan to get here at something like 22 or 1:45 and park round the corner. So you're not rushing, because if you're rushing, you get caught in a little bit of traffic on the way, the rushing is going to make you feel worse. But if you can plan to get here a little bit earlier and you get caught in a bit of traffic, you're going to less chance of worrying about things, less stress straight away. You don't want the stress before you walk in. You want to be cool and calm and understand that you're doing everything right and you're on time. So arrive around the corner from the test centre, say 15, 20 minutes before the driving test, and even, you know, go through the show me questions. On the day of the test, you're in the car with the examiner, and you start to get the shaky leg syndrome, or your palpitations are going like 10 to the dozen at that point. Take deep breaths. Think how you can control it. Slow deep breaths, slow it down. I'm sure you've done certain exercises to help you already. That's just one. The final thing I mentioned towards the end is this free ebook. Yes, it's free. All you've got to do is download it. There's a link in the description for you. It's done by a fellow ADI who specialises in people with anxiety issues, and it's how to pass your driving test, with, you know, how to control them nerves. So there's a link below if you want to check it out. Good luck with your driving test, and I'm hoping these tips help you. If they do, give it the thumbs up. Feel free to share the video if you want to your friends who you think who think they might need it. So good luck with your driving test. Good luck with your driving afterwards. Take care.